In all of the scenarios and videos we've done so far, we would lose our connection to the target computer as soon as the target person restarts their computer, because we used a normal backdoor, and once they restart their computer, our backdoor will be terminated, the process will be terminated, and we'll lose the connection. So in today's lecture, we're going to talk about methods that will allow us to maintain our access to the target computer, so that we can come back at any time and regain our full control over that computer. So there's a number of methods to do that. The first one is using vil evasion, and we can use, instead of the normal backdoor, the HTTP backdoor that we created, you can use a HTTP service or a TCP service. So I'll actually show you here. If I just run vil evasion and do a list, you'll see that we have at number 7 right here, and at number 5 we have service backdoors. So you can use any of them. If I do use 5, and we can see the info, all you have to do is just set up your lhost, put the lhost, and then generate the backdoor. And once you generate it, you can use it and combine it with other stuff and send it to the target person like we did. Or you can upload it using the upload command that we learned and then execute it. And that will install the backdoor as a service on the target computer. So then all you need to do is use the multi-handler, and anytime the target computer starts, it'll try to connect back to you, because this is a reverse shell. Now, I'm not going to be explaining this method because this method is very simple. We've done something very similar to it before. We created backdoors using vil evasion, and we uploaded stuff to the target computer. So all you have to do is create the backdoor, upload it, execute it, and you're done. Also, it doesn't always work, so that's why I'm not going to be explaining it. The normal backdoors are much more reliable. That's why I used a normal backdoor when I was combining it with stuff and changing its icon and all that. The other method is to use a module that comes in with Meterpreter, which is called persistence. And let me show you how you use that. So if you wanted to use that, all you need to do is do run. And the name of the module is persistence. So we're going to type that down. And then I'm going to put -H to see the help menu to show me all the options that I can set up. You can use the A to start a multi-handler straight away. You don't really need to do that. You don't really need to change the location where the backdoor is installed. The -P option will specify the payload. Again, Windows Meterpreter Reverse TCP is a really good payload, so you don't really need to mess with that. S is to get it to start using system privileges. Now, as you've seen before, we don't have system privileges. We have normal user privileges. So what you should be using is -U. And then you can use the -I to set up the amount of time that the backdoor will try to connect back to you. So it'll try to connect every 10 seconds or 20 seconds or 15 seconds, whatever you specify. And P to specify the port, and R to specify your computer, the IP of your computer. So to run this, all you have to do is just do run, persistence, use -U to start it under user privileges. I'd use the interval, I'd probably put it to 20 seconds. So it'll try to connect back to me every 20 seconds. And then I'd use the -P, and I'll probably put 80 because, as I said, the port 80 doesn't look suspicious. So the target person will see there are connections trying to come out at port 80, which is cool. It's not really suspicious. And then I'd use -R to specify my IP, which is 10.20.14.203. So very simple. Persistence is the module that you're going to be using. U to tell it to run it under user privileges. I, the amount of seconds for each time it tries to connect to you. P to specify the port that you'll be listening on. And R to specify your to specify your IP. Now, obviously, once you run this, if you wanted to receive a connection, you have to start multi-handler on port 80 or on the selected port and using the selected payload. The problem with this method is that it's detectable by antivirus programs. So therefore, I'm not going to be explaining it. What I'm going to be explaining is a combination of both of these methods, which will not be detectable by antiviruses, and it's much more robust than the first method using vil evasion.